This is B. True Will Wilson back with another video. And in this video, the title of my video is going to be called Despising the Shame Works of the Flesh. And I want to read some scriptures, but hopefully I will encourage you to despise a something versus a someone. But at this time I'm going to be reading from the book of Hebrews, chapter number 12, verse number 2. And it says, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. And now I'm going to also go to Luke, chapter number 14, and verse 26. Luke, chapter number 14, verse 26. And it reads, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And the title again is Despising the Shame Works of the Flesh. I want to say first of all, to all my subscribers, thank you for supporting me. Of course, I haven't been consistent in my videos, but for those who watch my videos, I'm not striving to be doing a lot of algorithms, and I'll make them as I feel God put them in my heart to make. And in this one, this video is to really encourage you to despise a certain thing versus a certain person. We all have things, we all have someone, well, some people have, some of us have things, and some of us have people that we despise. But I want to encourage us to despise, at a minimum, our own self. I want to take note that Jesus, for the joy, despised, he despising the shame. And I connected that, or I want to connect that with works of the flesh. In this moment that we're living in, we need, or we're going to have to find something to despise other than the Lord and each other. I will confess that I despise this whole agenda. And I called it the Anglo-Saxon mission. You can call it the pandemic, which I call the panic demon. But I despise this whole agenda. Whether it be real or not, I have no desire to play. And in understanding this feeling that I have towards this agenda, it is as if God is telling me to move that to the works of the flesh. The flesh desires not to do the things of the Lord. My flesh is my biggest enemy. Your flesh is your biggest enemy. So hopefully we can begin to despise our flesh. What is the flesh? What does it do? Well, it specializes in the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Eat, drink, and be merry. And we need to figure out how to despise these things. I'm also reminded of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I believe that they despised what they were seeing. They despised the ways of Babylon. They despised sin. They didn't even eat at the king's table. And when the statue was erected that King Nebuchadnezzar had done, they did something very unique. They were not afraid to die rather than participate in that thing. We are going to figure out a way to change what we despise. Some of us despise people. But we're going to have to figure out a way to despise the works of the flesh. We're going to have to learn how to despise wicked agendas. And when you really despise something, you would rather die rather than participate in that thing. And this is amazing because just imagine if we were to despise the works of the flesh. If we were to despise the works of the devil. And Luke, it told you that you got to hate mother, father, sister, brother, even yourself. That means the works of the flesh, those who are working against the will of God, even your own self. And this is our issue because we love ourselves, but we're going to have to learn to despise ourselves enough to stop sinning. I'm going to go probably 14 minutes on this one because it is very important that we redirect hate, because the definition of despise or a synonym would be hate. They got scriptures, well, we can get the definition of it, I wrote it down. But it says, despise means what? Feel contempt for or deep repugnance for. And a synonym, like I said, is hate. If I ask you a question, what do you hate? What do you despise? Most of us would say people. Now, unfortunately, God doesn't want us to despise people. He wants us to despise the wicked works of the people or wicked agendas of the people. But the Lord doesn't want us to despise people. We're going to have to figure out how to redirect this hate or our hate, because we hate something. And so, hopefully I can encourage us to examine ourselves and redirect, and I'm going to say some negative energy, because despise, it's a negative, but it can be used in the right direction. And we're in a moment where we're going to have to figure out how to despise wickedness. How do we despise those things that the Lord don't like, that we love doing? So hopefully this video will encourage us to take a look at that. Because if we can't despise the works of the flesh, and in Jesus' case, despising the shame, which I would call the works of the flesh. It wasn't that they were just beating on him and spitting on him. All those were products of sin or works of the flesh. Sin produces what? Shame. And when we're ignorant, we do things very dangerous and very harmful. So we got to figure out a way to do this thing. I never thought I would despise. I never really understood that word until 2020, when this pandemic came, or panic demon, which I like to call it, came. And I made up my mind I was not going to participate And I've been willing to put my life on the line because I despise what's happening. Now, I do have to trust the Lord because, if I get sick, then, I'm not going to a doctor. I'm just going to put that out on the floor. When you study history, you find out that people lie or have lied. And there's a video called from 9/11, well, from JFK to 9/11, a rich man's tree. And this is when they basically exposed all these things that took place under the guise of assassination or even September 11th. And exposes that it wasn't exactly what they told us. And so I don't trust what's going on around me. And I understand what it means to despise something, not someone. I don't despise the people that are doing this stuff. I despise the lies they tell about this whole thing. But the Lord wants me to redirect that to sin. Or in this case, despising the shame, the works of the flesh. And when you despise something, you will die before you participate. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They did not want no part of bowing to an image. And I think something snapped in them. Their fear of death just walked away. And they, within their hearts, I believe, said, I'm not doing this thing. Kill me. Oh, king, we're not careful. And they made mention of God would spare them. He's able to spare them. But if he does not, hey, I'm paraphrasing, we ain't got to deal with this stuff. So it is very important for us to redirect that spirit of hate or despisement towards the right things. In 2021, we're going to have to do better than we did in 2020. So we're going to have to redirect that hate, redirect that thing called despise. Shame. Sin produces shame. So if you don't sin, you don't have shame. If we don't operate in the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life, there is no shame. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully I said something to spark thought. Despising and shame, the works of the flesh. Redirecting that to hate our works. And I mean human being works of the flesh. Despise it enough that we stop operating in it. And with that being said, if you have any comments about this video, leave them in the comment section. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't really matter. But just let me know you watched the video in some form or fashion. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay then. Bye-bye.